And face the front.
Okay, you can get them in.
They are both my, what you call them?
Everyone, please stand. You may be seated. Jefferson County Court Item number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and calls number 24-CCCR 0876. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Jeremy Lee Ford. Let the record reflect that Mr. Ford is present with his attorney, Attorney Wright Kimmler. Let the record also reflect that the state is present with Assistant Criminal District Attorneys, Attorney Haley Simmons and Attorney Shane Hilton. Let the record also reflect that the jury is now present and seated in the courtroom. State, are you ready to proceed?
State's ready, Connor.
Defense, are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, Ms. Simmons, you can read the information. Mr. Ford, would you please stand? You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, I, J. Berry, the undersigned affiant, being duly sworn, do state upon my oath that I have good reason to believe and do believe that Jeremy Lee Ford, on or about the first day of July 2023, and before the making and filing of this complaint within the incorporated limits of the city of Groves in the county of Jefferson and the state of Texas, did then and there unlawfully create a loud and ruckus noise in the city, which is offensive to the ordinary sensibilities of the inhabitants of the city, which noise renders the enjoyment of life or property uncomfortable or interferes with public peace and comfort, contrary to the ordinance of said city and against the peace and dignity of the state.
And Mr. Ford, how did you plead?
Not guilty.
Okay, you may be seated. State, would you like to make an opening statement?
I'm just gonna ask if it's something on the screen.
Okay, you
Thank
may.
you. And the lights. Oh. Thank you. Oh.
Yes.
All right. Good afternoon.
Okay.
First and foremost, thank you all for being here again. Now, I know yesterday we had to push back the time a little bit. We had to do it again today. So for that, I am truly sorry. But again, we thank you for your patience and being here. I know whenever we started this trial, you probably heard, oh my goodness, we're here on Class C ordinance for a noise violation. And some of you may have been annoyed, frustrated, or simply said, why? Now, the purpose of this opening is not to argue my case. It's pretty much just to give you a rundown of what I anticipate this trial will show. And you're going to hear from two officers today, one being the actual marshal of the city of Groves, Mr. Chris Robin. He's going to come in to testify. After that, you'll hear from Officer Joshua Berry, both with the Grove City Police Department. And during the testimony with now Chief or Marshal Robin, I anticipate you're going to hear that on first day of July 2023, he was called out numerous times, upwards of 3, to a specific house belonging to the defendant, Jeremy Ford, at which probably $3,000 worth of fireworks were being popped continuously throughout the night. I anticipate you'll hear that officers have responded to this house numerous amounts of times, and on the last time, they show up to what is a big, big bonfire with loud and live fireworks still being popped within that. I didn't anticipate you're gonna hear from Officer Joshua Berry, who responded 2 times himself personally. And I anticipate evidence coming in to show you the noise that was distracting the entire city around him, the inhabitants of the city of Groves, and of course, interfering with their peace and comfort. Again, I anticipate this being very, very quick. The case is simple. I talked to you yesterday about the checklist. This is that. I want you to keep this in your back pocket, and by the end of this trial, and I hope it's quick, I'm hopeful that you'll render a true verdict of guilty. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Kimberly, would you like to have an opening statement or would you like to reserve your opening?
No.
Reserve, okay. Ms. Simmons, would you like to call your first witness?
Yes, Your Honor. State calls Marshal Chris Robin.
Chris Robin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Officer Robin, would you please come forward? Officer, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, you may put your hand down. You can take a seat in the witness stand. You can adjust the microphone. Yes.
May I please report?
Yes, you may proceed. Yes, sir.
Just this real quick. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Could you go ahead and state your name for the record?
Christopher Robb,
And Mr. Officer Robin, where are you currently employed?
the city of Groves.
And how long have you been with Groves?
A little over 13 years.
Are you a certified peace officer?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Can you go ahead and tell the jury your current title?
So my current title is Groves City Marshal. It's the equivalent of a police chief. The only difference is between Groves and a lot of other cities. Instead of having a council appointed chief of police, ours is actually an elected position. So I ran for the position and I wanted this last November. So Groves City Marshal.
And at this time, what are some of your job duties?
Oh, it's just like the police chief. Budget, personnel, staff, training, meeting with the council, ordinances, working with each department, working with the municipal court, emails, calls, every now and then a trial, all sorts of fun stuff.
So going back to July 1st of 2023, were your job duties the same around that time?
No, they were slightly different.
What was your title in that day?
Then I was a patrol sergeant.
So what did those job duties entail?
Sure. I ran a specific shift. On this particular day, it was a night shift. I basically oversaw patrol duties and had 3 deputies that worked underneath me for those patrol duties.
So were you working nights on July 1st of 2023?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
And late that evening, say around 9:41, were you dispatched to a loud noise fireworks call?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
Did you go ahead and go directly to that residence?
It was the call came from a specific area. I believe it was Bel Air, if I can recall my notes. I believe the first call was to the 5400 block of Baird. And that caller was saying, hey, I think that the
Stop right there. Just, you're fine.
Objection sustained.
Answer the questions, just ask. We'll go one at a
Bel
time.
Air, I'm sorry, Boyd for 5400 Baird first.
Okay, so you're responding to, did you say Bel Air?
5400 Baird was the first
Baird,
response.
Okay. While you're on the way there, did you possibly get another dispatch call complaining?
That's correct.
And was that dispatch call in reference to loud noise?
That's correct.
Was that dispatch call in reference to a loud noise at the same residence?
Same direction. I still wasn't 100% sure about the actual residence.
And as you're getting closer, did you start to hear the fireworks yourself?
Correct. Yes, ma'am. I did.
Were they pretty repetitive?
Yes, one after the other.
And did you ever determine the address you were actually going to?
Yes, I was able to confirm the fireworks were being fired from 4519 Claremont Avenue.
Okay, and is that address incorporated in the city limits of Groves?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that in Jefferson County?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that in the state of Texas?
It is.
Okay. To be certain, the multiple calls that came, they are now specifically addressed to the 4519 Clement Avenue.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When you got to the residence, what did you do?
Like always, when we have a call such as this, you get out, you try to make contact with the owner of the property, try to determine, hey, what's going on? Hey, there's fireworks. These are against ordinance. Can't do that. So that's what we did. We approached the backyard, found some individuals.
Stop, you're gonna break it down real quick.
Sure.
So you then went to the backyard.
That's correct.
About how many people were back there?
Approximately 5 or 6, maybe.
And did you make contact with the actual owner at that time?
That's correct. I
What
did.
was his name?
Jeremy Lee Ford?
Do you see him here in the courtroom
I
today?
do.
If you would, go ahead and point to him and identify him by an article of clothing.
He's wearing a blue long sleeve shirt.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant.
The record will reflect that the witness has identified the defendant. You may proceed.
So you're here on your first visit to Clement Avenue, or is it
Claremont.
Claremont
Yes,
Avenue?
ma'am.
Thank you for correcting me. What was the demeanor of the homeowner?
He was very agitated. He was angry that we were present. He had articulated that though it wasn't the 4th of July, he had purchased fireworks. He was
Okay,
going to
let's
find
Stop you right there real quick. Did he tell you how much he had spent on fireworks?
$3,000 worth of fireworks.
And did he tell you that he wanted to proceed to pop those fireworks?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
Was he willing to stop at any time?
Not that time, no, ma'am.
Did you give an opportunity to?
We did. We said, look, we're here. This is an ordinance violation. This needs to cease. We spoke with another family member that said, hey, look.
Okay, we're gonna stop right there. Remember, we want to keep in mind. just
Objection
what-
sustained. Hearsay. You may
Alright.
proceed.
So after that, you'd say you gave him a warning.
That's right.
Did you then leave the residence?
We did. Yes, sir.
Did you have to go back again that night?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
Okay, so I'm assuming you were dispatched to his house
Each time.
each
yes.
time. That second time, were you able to make contact with Ford?
The second time I was not able to make contact with Mr. Ford. I was visiting with officers on the roadway, observing continuous fireworks coming from the backyard of 4519 Claremont. There was another call that dropped, a disturbance of some kind that I had to prioritize. So instead I responded to it.
So between that first call and that second call, how far apart were they, would you say? And if you need to refresh, you can look at your report.
Thank you, ma'am. I know that the first call was approximately 9:41. I believe the second call was approximately 10:14 p.m.
So it was constant,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? So you weren't there for the second one. Did you go again?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
At that time, did you actually make contact with Ford?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, were you called out there again due to a loud noise playing?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
So you would say the noise being created by Jeremy Ford was absolutely interfering with the public peace and comfort?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it made aware to you by the numerous amounts of calls to the Groves PD that the noise created to him or by him was offensive to the ordinary sensibilities of the?
Objection, Your Honor, that's beyond his purview as an officer to testify as offensiveness. That has to be from a citizen of the community or the public. The law enforcement is not competent to establish that element of the offense. It's like a public lewdness claim on offenses of that nature. Officers aren't competent to testify as to the offensiveness of a particular mode of conduct as enumerated in a statute.
Objection sustained.
Your Honor, if I would respond,
Yes.
if he had heard these dispatch calls, he can testify to the nature of the calling.
I don't have any problem testifying as to the nature. I have as far as embracing the legal conclusion of offensiveness. That's the issue that he's testifying as to the legal conclusion that it's offensive, which is beyond the competence of law enforcement. I think it's been established in a line of cases, particularly to deal with public lewdness type of offenses where the offensiveness is an element of the offense that the officers themselves aren't capable or aren't competent to, as a witness, to establish that element of the offense. So I'd object that it involves a legal conclusion. Certainly the nature of is characterizing it in his own personal opinion or something like that, but that's not legally sufficient. It doesn't involve a legal conclusion.
And Your Honor, I asked him if he was made aware.
Well, that would be hearsay then, because if they are attempting to introduce offensiveness through the officer's testimony of what he was told, then it would be hearsay and violate the right to confront and cross-examine.
Okay. Objection sustained.
Do you live within the Grove city limits?
I do.
How long have you lived there?
A little over 13 years.
Okay, and you were on patrol the entirety of that night?
Yes, ma'am.
You heard the fireworks starting from that first call all the way up until the third time you were there?
I did.
Did you find it offensive to your ordinary sensibilities?
Again, I would object that law enforcement's beyond the status of embraces a legal conclusion that law enforcement is not competent as a witness to establish, so it involves a legal conclusion.
Okay, objection overruled. You may proceed.
I don't know if I heard the answer, but did you find it offensive to your ordinary sensibilities?
I did.
Thank you. Would you say the noise you heard, was it loud?
Yes, ma'am, I would.
Was the noise prolonged?
It continued, yes, ma'am,
Was the noise deliberate?
absolutely.
Was the noise disruptive?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
And throughout your training experience, would you say this constituted a ruckus?
Absolutely, yes, ma'am, I would.
So when you got to Jeremy Ford's house on that third time, you could still hear the fireworks.
Yes, ma'am,
Did you see anything abnormal in that third time coming from the backyard?
I sure did.
What did you see?
The third time we were there was a large bonfire. Some of the flames would actually go up above the roof from the roadway in which I positioned my vehicle to respond to this third call.
Did you hear anything coming from the bonfire?
Yes, so, the way the
I'm gonna
houses,
stop you right there. We're gonna
Sure.
slow down. So you heard something coming from the bonfire. What was it you were hearing?
fireworks.
Did you get out of your patrol unit to go investigate?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Were you kind of hesitant on going back at first?
Absolutely.
Why is that?
The agitation and aggression that we had received from the owner of the house the first time I was there.
Could you tell, just you personally, could you tell where the fireworks were landing?
Absolutely. I observed several exit to the bonfire and bounce off neighbor houses. Actually proceeded to walk past them to see, hey, how much more can I see near these neighborhood houses? But they were flying from that bonfire.
So on this third trip, you did in fact make contact, just so I'm aware, with Jeremy Ford,
That's correct.
and that's when you entered into the backyard?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At that time, did he decide to stop?
Fireworks,
Mhm.
at that time, he began putting the fire out.
Okay. And did you and other officers decide to effect the arrest of the defendant?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes, you may.
I'm handing you what has been marked previously as State's Exhibit 1. Do you recognize this?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Have you had a chance to review it?
I have, yes, ma'am.
Just so the jury is aware, when did you review this?
I reviewed this just a few moments before this trial began.
Did you, I'm sorry,
I'm sorry, no, ma'am.
did you see any alterations?
No, ma'am.
Were there any alterations of any kind?
No, ma'am.
How was it reported?
It was recorded on a body worn camera that I was wearing on the date of July 1st, 2023.
Is that device capable of making an accurate recording?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And does this actual footage right here fairly and accurately depict the events that took place on July 1st, 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
And this contains the testimony you just spoke to, correct? Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to tender to defense for inspection.
No objection.
Okay, no objections. State's Exhibit 1 is admitted.
Permission to publish?
You may publish it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Understands, Officer Robin, this is your body worn camera, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. Correct.
That's exactly what I was trying to have in the backyard. Exactly what I was doing. Oh my gosh. This is a problem. This is a problem. Okay, look at all this, fireworks hitting the neighbor's house, all this, man. Gee whiz. I bet it now. Okay. You know, Sean, noise that out. You know. Hate the neighbor. Yeah. That's false. We have fire department in route to take care of this.
Okay. You realize that I'm fire trained, right? Yeah, drive you on that? No, I didn't violate the law. I'm gonna have one, you got fire, man, let me drive you. No, it's only just five. I'll let you drive you.
Okay.
That's my wife.
Would you bring his idea out here for us, please?
I don't know, that's my wife. Not her idea, fine. Honestly, I love those really long. I have a 22,000 gallon pool right there, you understand, right?
It is irrelevant. Laws are laws. You don't have to follow them, but we do have to enforce them.
You really came on my property.
I did. Absolutely came on your property without a warrant. City ordinance violations, burning in the city.
It's a fucking ordinance, go on.
Whiz.
You realize, I know my rights, and there's no law. There hasn't, you're not.
The city ordinance is a law.
It's a law. Or your captain. You all, this is for constitution, right?
Hey, yeah, just, let's do it.
The city ordinance amendment, no, you know.
What's your name? You're going to jail. City violation. Okay.
How many chances did you give the defendant before getting out of this, Officer Robin?
At least two others.
Two others in which officers from Gross Police Department have to respond to that residence? Thank you. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Gave him a
Mr.
chance.
Cameron?
What?
To cease with the fireworks.
There were no fireworks going on. They didn't even mention fireworks. What'd you give him a chance for what?
Stop with the loud noise, fireworks, the things that were causing the loud.
He was putting the fire out and he wasn't popping any fireworks, was he, when you arrested him?
At the exact moment that we arrested him, though, he wasn't firing.
What was he saying when you arrested him? Why did you come to my yard? Did I have a warrant?
Ordinance aren't.
Ordinance?
Yeah.
Was he popping any fireworks?
No, in that direct moment, no.
Was he continuing to pop fireworks?
That's what led to us being there, yes.
Okay, was he continuing to pop fireworks when he put the cuffs on?
Not when he put the cuffs on, no.
What was he doing when you arrested?
At the moment we arrested him, he had a hose in his hand, he was putting out the bonfire.
Like he was directed to do, right?
I don't recall directing him to put the fire out.
Well, you indicated that the fire was a problem.
That is true,
And he was attempting to solve the problem, right?
potentially, yes,
Attempting to hose the fire down, right?
right.
We can agree that at the time he put the cuffs on him, he hadn't ignited any fireworks, right?
At the time.
From the time you saw him exit the house, to the time he put the hook. To the time he put the cuffs on him, you didn't see him ignite any fireworks.
Correct,
In fact, you never witnessed this guy ignite any fireworks, right?
that's untrue,
Okay, another time you were there, you saw him light a firework,
correct,
but you didn't arrest him for it.
correct.
The time that you decided to arrest him, did you see him igniting the fireworks?
Not in that moment.
And to be clear, you didn't have a warrant, you went through a gate, went to the back door. You were asking him to ID himself, is that right?
Correct.
Is he legally required to identify himself if he's not under arrest?
No, in order to affect a city ordinance, citation or something along those lines, we would need that. That would be true. And of course, as a result of his arrest, we would need to know who he
If
is.
he's not under arrest, is he required to identify himself?
If he's violating a law that we are investigating,
What is the authority that you're relying on to legally require a person to identify themselves if they're not under arrest?
for the purposes of the investigation.
Where in the penal code? What law?
Code of Criminal Procedures.
It'd be in the penal code, not the code of criminal procedure. What statute in the code of criminal procedure requires a person to identify themselves in the situation that we had in that backyard under Article 38, where in there does it say that they has to identify himself to be not under arrest?
I don't recall off the top of my head.
Your Honor, to ask the court to take judicial notice of Article 38 of the Texas Penal Code.
Yeah, the court would take judicial notice of Article
I'll
38.
represent to you that Article 38 does not require somebody to identify themselves unless they're under arrest. Can't give false identification, but they're not required to identify themselves in that evidence, right? You're familiar with that.
Yes, sir.
Was the problem, the real problem that he was refusing to identify?
I guess I'm confused.
The real problem you were having with him was that he wasn't going to identify, he wasn't admitting, he was refusing to identify.
We had responded to the location because of his inability to
I didn't
identify.
understand, but at the point that you decided to put handcuffs on him, the problem was he was refusing to identify himself, and he wasn't under arrest, right?
No, sir.
That wasn't a problem?
The reason that we effected the arrest was because of the city ordinance violation.
Let's go back. Was it a problem that he wasn't identifying himself? He was asked to, did that present a problem?
A potential problem, yes.
What was the potential problem?
That if we were to be charging him with a crime, we wouldn't know who he was.
Well, you know who the homeowner is, you could cite the residents or however else you want to cite the ordinance, but as far as your authority as a law enforcement officer, could you require this individual to identify himself under Article 38 without arrest?
It does not sound like, no.
No, you can't, right? So it presented a problem to you that he was refusing to identify himself. We can go back, just queue it up and watch it again, right? Not my equipment.
Where do you want it queued?
From where they get to the left. That's fine. Mess it up.
Laws are laws, you don't have to follow them, but we do have to enforce them.
You. Briefly, came from my property.
Watch out, right? 41. Wrong one. Okay, I'll get it.
There, that's fine.
Keep the neighbors.
We're not popping any fireworks here, right?
Correct.
So what's the problem right now? He's not popping fireworks. What's the problem?
We still have a city ordinance violation.
For what?
For noise, ruckus, loud noise and ruckus.
That's false. We have fire department in route to take care of this.
You have that on fire tank, right? That's how you understand?
Yeah, that's your ID right there,
That
right?
was Officer Berry.
I need your ID. I need your ID. He's asking her for the ID.
Would you bring his ID out here for us?
Bring his ID out.
Not her ID, it's mine. Honestly, I don't know where he's from. I have a 22,000 gallon pool right there, you understand, right?
It is irrelevant. Laws are laws. You don't have to follow them, but we do have to enforce them.
You really came on my property.
I did.
Warrant.
Absolutely came on your property without a warrant. City ordinance violations, burning in the city.
It's a fucking ordinance. Go ahead.
Hey, so the ordinance problem right there was burns.
Sure, we have a compilation of ordinance
But
violations.
there, the reference is to burning as being the violation, not fireworks, or noise or fireworks, right?
In that specific sentence, yes,
The problem was the fire, is referenced in that sentence, right?
and there's reference in that sentence, yes,
So what, you got a noise violation, and then there's a fireworks violation, right?
correct.
That's separate and apart from the noise violation.
That is true.
Shoot.
Additional,
So
correct.
you've got three ordinances there. Noise, fireworks, and fire. And the problem right there that's referenced is the fire. You're not referencing the fireworks or the noise, right?
In that sentence, I was specifically referencing the fire.
The fire. City ordinance violation, where's your ID?
In that case, yeah, listen.
This is a violation, where's your ID, right? Inferring what, that you're gonna write a ticket for the fire, right? I got the fire department in route, you're getting a ticket for the fire, right?
All of the above, yes.
Well, you don't mention all of them, you just mentioned the fire.
The city ordinance violation in general was for all of the things that we responded.
Right there, you don't mention anything else but the fire being the problem. We can agree?
In that sentence, yes, we can agree.
It's legalized.
No, my rights, and there's no law. As if you're law.
The city ordinance is a law.
That's a fire pit, right?
I'm sorry, sir?
That's a fire pit. It's got stones around it. That's a fire pit. He's got stones around
It appears to be stones.
You all, yeah, it's for constitution, right?
Yeah, just let's do it.
See before me.
Okay. Okay, right there, you know, let's just do this. What was that about? Let's just do this.
That was a response to Officer Berry.
Barry said what?
He said, should we just arrest this guy?
Let's just arrest this guy. And the response is, let's just do this, right?
Sure.
So what were you arresting him for right there?
Noise ordinance violation.
Not the fire? Did y'all discuss that? We're gonna arrest him for the noise violation? Was there any discussion about why he was being arrested?
The fire is under the fire code and I don't.
Was there any discussion about what he was being arrested for before you decided to arrest him between you and Officer Berry?
No,
What had been discussed up to that point between yourself and the defendant as far as being the problem?
city ordinance
The
violation,
fire, right? City ordinance violation of fire.
city ordinance violations and the fire, yes,
Well, the fire is a city ordinance violation,
that's true.
and that's what was talked about, right? Right?
That was included in what was discussed, yes.
How many times have you testified?
So, over 10.
10. Let's just do this. So this is a class C misdemeanor, right? To be,
The noise ordinance, yes, sir.
no, the fire ordinance, all. You keep talking about the noise ordinance. You're not being arrested for noise right here. Y'all didn't say that.
We absolutely arrested him for the noise ordinance violation.
What, did you say that on there?
I did not tell him that, no.
Right there, did you say that?
Not in this video, no,
What
sir.
were you talking about?
All of the above.
You
I was
mentioned,
talking
you
about
mentioned
this-
noise. Where on
I
here
was
did you
talking
mention,
about the city ordinance violations and the fire.
where on here did you mention noise? Let's just go back a little bit. Where on here do you mention noise?
Right before that, when I was speaking with the neighbor that was walking out, I said, this is a problem.
Right to your defense, when do you talk to him about the warrants?
Just when I said,
Let's-
sure thing.
That's false. We're at fire department interrupt the troops to take care of this.
You realize that I'm fire trained, right? That got you on there?
I do, I will go.
I didn't follow you along. I've been here walking my fire, man. When you guys. No, it's only a strike. Show me along.
Okay.
If I give you the. Look, here's my wife.
Would you bring his idea out here for us, please?
I don't know, that's my wife. Not her idea, it's mine. I honestly, I don't know where he's from. I have a 22,000 gallon bull right there, you understand, right?
It is irrelevant. Laws are laws. You don't have to follow them, but we do have to enforce them.
You really came on my property.
I did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Came on your property without a warrant. City ordinance violations, burning in the city.
It's a fucking word.
Look at that, city ordinance violations, burning in the city, that's a compilation of violations.
City ordinance is law.
It's up between 6:30 and now. I keep my effort on the notes around the
You all, this is for constitution, right?
Let's just arrest you, dude.
No, you know.
What's your name? You're going to jail.
Jordan, what? Let's see what you're going to do.
Violation.
City ordinance. Well, it's not specified, you're going to jail for city ordinance violation. So you can go to jail for violating the city ordinance? For how long? What's the punishment range?
Not to exceed $200 or $500 in some cases, and off the top of my head, I can't recall.
How long can you go to jail? What's the punishment range for a class C misdemeanor in jail? How long can you go to jail for violating a class C
Off
misdemeanor?
the top of my head, I can't recall.
You don't know
Honestly, yeah, right.
that? How long can I go to jail for violating the speed limit, going too fast? What's the jail term?
Can't arrest for speeding.
Oh, well, other than speeding, yeah, moving violation. All right, let's say disorderly conduct. How long can I go to jail? What's the punishment range for disorderly conduct?
Off the top of my head, I can't recall.
What about running a stop sign? Well, how long can I go to jail for running a stop sign?
Those do all fall under class Cs.
How long,
I
how long?
can't recall.
Objection, Your Honor, he's badgering the witness, he's asking the same question repeatedly.
Let me just get the check.
Objection sustained. Okay,
Isn't it true that you can't go to jail for violating class C? It's a non-jailable offense. Class Cs are non-jailable, it's fine only, right? Right?
I know that if you don't sign a promise to appear, you have to be brought before a magistrate, which is an arrest.
That's different. If you don't show up, you can be arrested. As far as the punishment range for a class C misdemeanor, they're fine only offenses, right?
I do know that the law allows us to bring someone
It's not my
before a
question.
magistrate.
It's not my question. As far as the legal punishment range for a class C misdemeanor, there is no jail time. It's fine only, correct? Your Honor, ask for take judicial notice that the punishment range for class C misdemeanors are fine only, they're non-jailable offenses.
court will take judicial notice of the punishment range for class C misdemeanor.
Check, fine only. Can't be punished by going to jail, right?
Yes,
You
sir.
you know that. Yeah, I hope you know that.
Yes, sir. A little rusty.
Okay. Well, it's pretty important. I mean,
You're right, it is.
but what does the law allow what does the legislature allow law enforcement to do in this state as far as class C misdemeanors? Even though you can't be punished with jail time on a class C misdemeanor, what can happen to you?
We can be brought before a magistrate.
You can be handcuffed, put in the back of a car, driven up to the jail, put in a cell, and wait till the next morning to be arraigned, right?
Sure.
It
Yes,
allows you the discretion to arrest somebody for a non-jailable offense, if that makes sense.
yes, sir.
And it's at what? What's the standard when law enforcement decides to arrest somebody, take them into custody for non-jailable? So what's the standard?
You mean at the discretion of the officer?
Right,
Yes, sir.
so you know that, right? Law enforcement is allowed discretion in the case of a class C misdemeanor, other than a speeding ticket. To put the cuffs on somebody, put them in the car and take them to jail on an offense that they can't receive jail time.
Yes,
Right,
sir.
and that's what happened here, right?
Yes, sir.
And he was arrested and booked into the jail and written up for
Class C noise ordinance violation,
not the fire.
not the fire.
No.
That's the fire code. The fireman follows, not us.
So if he'd have been arrested for the class C fire, we would be having the fire ordinance in here and arguing about whether that was an illegal fire instead of the fire. Once he was arrested, have the cuffs put on him for the class C, was he required to identify himself?
Yes, sir.
So wasn't that the point of putting the cuffs on him and arresting him?
No, sir.
Your objection asked and answered. He asked this question earlier and the officer already answered. that.
Got objection over. You may proceed.
Once you decided to put the cuffs on him and arrest him, then you win about the idea. Right now, you won that argument. He has to identify himself. Y'all won, right?
We did have to identify himself at that point.
Once he was arrested.
That's true.
So he won. He had to identify himself, right?
He did have to identify himself, yes.
Wasn't that the point of arresting him, to make him know, to let him know who's boss and he's
No.
got to identify himself?
Not at all.
Not at all?
No.
That wasn't what that, let's just arrest him that we hear on here?
No, absolutely not. No.
That's what this.
Briefly over direct your honor.
Okay. You may proceed.
Do I need to play this back or did you hear everything?
I think I heard everything.
You recall stating to him, we have fire en route to take care of this. Did you say that?
Yes.
You weren't there for the fire, were you?
No.
You had somebody else, the professionals for the fire come to take care of that. Okay. Did you at any point in time walk around in the backyard?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what you saw in the fire pit.
I believe it was a park, picnic table or park type bench. Fireworks, remnants of fireworks. They were in the fire, around the fire, in the corner of the lot, in the backyard. All sorts of evidence of.
So you walked all the way to the backyard.
Yes, sir.
Would you
I
say
mean,
it's would you say it's a rather large backyard?
pretty decent size for Groves, yes, ma'am.
So you started at the bonfire,
Yes, ma'am.
saw fireworks inside, you went all the way to the backyard, it was still all over?
Yes, ma'am.
You were there 3 times.
Yes, ma'am.
On that first time, did you make it known to the defendant that he was violating the city ordinance regarding loud noises?
Yes, ma'am.
He was made aware by you,
Yes, ma'am.
I assume by other officers that were around?
Yes, ma'am.
On the second time, you did not get to speak with him, correct?
That is correct.
But you did pass through.
Yes, ma'am.
And on the third time, you watched the very beginning of this video. Did you wait 2 minutes before going to the backyard?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell the jury why again.
For the recording purposes, the fireworks flying out of the bonfire, bouncing off the neighbor's house, also awaiting other officers, because of the nature of our prior discussion with the defendant.
So based on your training experience, you thought it would be a good idea to stop in the front yard and get the loud noises on recording,
Yes, ma'am.
which is why you were there in the first place.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I passed you.
How long do you stand?
Mr. Kimberly?
I do not know, sir. No, sir.
That's outside your scope, Your Honor. He wouldn't be aware of that.
You know, do you know?
Mr. Kimberly, when you ask question, you need to approach the podium.
Did you transport him to the jail?
I did not.
Officer Mary did?
That's correct.
Yes.
I have no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Okay, may this witness be excused?
Yes.
Officer Robin, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. You have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Ms. Simmons, you can call your next witness,
State calls Officer Joshua Berry.
Joshua Berry.
Yes, Your Honor.
Officer Barry, you may come forward. Officer Barry, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may put your hand down. You can take the witness stand
Yes, sir.
and just a seat in the mic. Yes, you may.
You can adjust the mic however you need it. Okay, good afternoon. Could you go ahead and state your name for the record for me?
Joshua Berry,
And where are you currently employed?
Groves Police Department.
How long have you been with Groves?
January will be 4 years.
Now, are you a certified peace officer?
Yes, ma'am.
And go ahead and tell the jury some of your training and education.
Went through the police academy back in 21. I've been with Groves Police Department for almost 4 years now. I have combined total hours, 1,200 training hours in various subjects, as well as 4 years on the streets doing the job on a day-to-day basis.
I'm just gonna ask you to speak up a little louder, you're getting quieter. And what's your current title?
Patrol officer,
Okay, and what are some of your job duties?
traffic enforcement, responding to calls for service, enforcing the law.
Were you working on July 1st of 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you dispatched to residents regarding fireworks disturbing the neighbors?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
Where did you end up responding?
I was initially responded to the neighbor's house across the street.
Okay, what did you do on that initial call?
On the initial call, I was asked to stay in my patrol car and gather video footage of the fireworks.
Did you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Permission to approach, Your Honor.
Yes, you may.
I'm showing you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 2. Do you recognize this?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
what is it?
As should be the body cam footage from that call.
Have you had a chance to review it prior to your testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
How long ago was that?
Hour or so.
Okay. Is there any alterations known?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Or how was it recorded?
It was on my body cam.
Okay. Is that device capable of making an accurate recording?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a competent operator of that device?
Yes, ma'am.
And does this fairly and accurately depict the events that took place?
Yes, ma'am.
And just to be particular, the events that took place July 1st of 2023.
Yes, ma'am.
Tender to the defense for inspection, Your Honor.
Okay.
I asked the question of what area.
Yes, you may take the witness on further hour.
Does this just have fireworks on it, or is there any discussions with the neighbor or anything like that?
Should not be a discussion with the neighbor. I did receive a phone call from a fellow officer on the video.
Or what is that regarding?
I believe it was regarding fireworks.
Okay. No objection.
No objection. State's exhibit number 2 is admitted.
Permission to publish, Your Honor.
You may publish.
Just so the jury understands, Officer Barry, are you sitting in your patrol unit right here?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this in the residence across the street?
Yes, ma'am. It is.
Are you able to lay eyes on the residence in which it's coming from?
Yes, ma'am. I could.
I'm gonna go ahead and press play now.
No, that officer safety reasons.
Okay, let me go back for
That one parked outside the neighbor's house. I really not parked outside the neighbor's house, so you could.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, you want to take
No. I was gonna attempt to make contact, but I just want to have another officer just in case.
Don't make contact.
You know, maybe
Follow, don't, all you can do is turn that guy out, so he's off, he's smart, just follow him, Dad. Hey, what happened?
it's the same one, right next to 45-9. Or is it 45-9?
45-19.
Yeah, it's gonna be 45-19.
Okay, 45-19, okay, follow him,
Okay.
he knows he's gonna be where, he's gonna get followed, he wants to follow.
That works then, cause I'm sitting here recording it on my car and body cam, you can hear it and see it.
Sorry, can't responsibility for $3,000 if I were to stop because you can't do it, if you just leave the orders for everything off. Or violation 1951, you know? That works. I'm not here. I'm good. We're trying to.
That works.
I'm sorry, but I'm just going to go ahead and let you do it.
Officer Barry, how many officers are on patrol at any given night, Rose?
Or when we're fully staffed.
To your knowledge, were other officers already responding to that house prior to this?
Yes, ma'am. From my knowledge, other officers had responded one time prior to that.
You can't really see anything in that video, can you?
No, ma'am, it's dark on that video.
So what's the purpose of reporting?
Still hear the fireworks in the background popping.
Is that because you're there for a noise ordinance violation?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the only time you responded to that location?
That was my first time responding, but I did respond a third time later in the evening.
Okay, on that third time, did you make contact with the defendant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you see him in the courtroom?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Can you go ahead and point to him and identify him by an article of clothing?
Yes, I'm gonna be a gentleman in the blue long sleeve shirt.
Your Honor, may the record reflect the witnesses identify the defendant.
The record will reflect that the witnesses identified the defendant. You may
And-
proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. And did you learn his name?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
What was
And
it?
it's Jeremy Lee Ford.
I'm gonna back up real quick to this call. Did you ever see him on that first time you responded?
Yes, ma'am. I did, as I was driving away once the video had stopped.
What was he doing?
He stepped in between, he was still in his backyard, but he stepped in between two houses, began screaming at officers, just making it known that he knew that we were out there.
What was he screaming?
I don't remember exactly.
Would it help if you refreshed your report?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. According to this, he was,
Objection here, sir.
I'm gonna ask you.
Objection
Did that
sustained.
refresh your mind?
yes, ma'am.
After reading the report and refreshing your mind, what was he calling out?
He made statements that he knew that we were out there.
Did you take that as antagonizing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you could hear the fireworks here.
Yes,
Were they
ma'am.
loud?
Yes, ma'am. They were very loud.
Were they prolonged?
Yes, ma'am.
Were they deliberate?
Yes, ma'am.
Were they disruptive?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you say that constitutes a ruckus?
I do.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the second time in which you responded.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go to the backyard and make contact?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And how was his demeanor at that time?
He was still aggressive and belligerent.
About the same time he was prior?
Yes, ma'am.
And that prior time you were there specifically for the noise,
Yes, ma'am.
which is why you reported it on your body cam.
Yes, ma'am.
On the second time you went out there, what were you there for?
Same call, a noise complaint.
I passed the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Kimley, you may proceed.
Is it antagonizing
Yes, sir.
against the law?
No, sir.
You already spent 72 hours in jail on a non-jailable offense? You aware of that?
I did. Yes, sir.
You're aware of that?
I'm took him to jail. Yes, sir.
You aware you spent 72 hours in jail?
I was not aware how long he spent in jail.
Did he ID himself after he was arrested?
No, sir.
So did you file on him for failure to ID?
Yes, sir, I did.
He's required, in fairness, he's required to identify himself after he's arrested, right?
Yes,
Even
sir.
if it's class C, right?
Yes, sir.
No, did you file on him for the fire
No, sir.
or fireworks?
Noise.
Fireworks, you file on for fireworks,
Yes, sir.
for fireworks too?
If I recall correctly, I filed on for disorderly conduct.
Okay, what about fireworks?
Not the fireworks specifically.
Is there an ordinance about fireworks?
I believe it's a fire ordinance.
are fireworks banned in the city of Grove?
Yes, sir, they are.
So it would be a violation to discharge fireworks.
Yes, sir.
So why didn't you file any for discharging fireworks?
Because we were there regarding the noise the fireworks were creating.
Did you ever see him discharge fireworks?
You can see fireworks coming from the backyard.
Did you misunderstand my question? What was my question?
If I ever saw him, discharge the
Did
fireworks,
you answer that question?
I believe I did.
You believe you did. Did you or did you not see him discharge
I
fireworks?
did not specifically see Mr. Ford, discharge fireworks.
You did not, did you or did you not see him discharge fireworks? Yes or no?
No.
No. You see how easy that is?
Yes, sir.
That's why you didn't file on him for fireworks, because you never saw him discharging the fireworks, right?
The only reason I didn't follow that was because we were there for the noise of the fireworks.
If you just seen Mr. Ford discharging fireworks in the city of Grove, that would have been against the ordinance, right?
Yes, sir.
And you didn't file on him for fireworks because
No,
you
sir, I
didn't,
did not.
because you didn't see him discharging fireworks.
No, sir.
What was the noise coming from?
It was coming from the backyard of Mr.
So
Ford,
what was causing the noise?
the fireworks.
So in order to cause the noise, you would have to cause what? If the fireworks cause the noise, what do you have to do with the fireworks?
You have to discharge them?
Right. So to cause the noise, you have to discharge the fireworks, right?
Yes, sir.
So you never saw him discharge the fireworks, so you don't know he was causing the noise,
No, sir.
right? So the verdict should be what? Not guilty.
Can't speak for the jury, sir.
Well, if you can't say he was causing the noise and he got cited for causing the noise, and nobody can testify that he caused the noise, what do you think the verdict should be?
Again, I can't speak for the jury, sir.
Well, the noise wasn't because of music, right?
No, sir.
Wasn't because of yelling or screaming, right?
No, sir.
Wasn't because of a dog barking,
No,
right?
sir.
Wasn't because of an engine, right?
No, sir.
Because of what? Fireworks.
Yes, sir.
So you have to cause the fireworks being discharged.
Yes, sir.
And nobody saw him discharge the fireworks.
I did not.
You do. What day of the week was it?
I don't recall. If it's okay, if I look at my paperwork.
Anytime you need to refresh your memory.
Okay. It was on a Saturday.
Yeah, so it was on the weekend. I guess July 4th fell on a Wednesday, maybe, no, Tuesday.
It would have been during the week, yes, sir.
Other people were discharging fireworks in the city of Rose that weekend, right?
I don't recall.
Pastor Willis.
Ms. Simmons,
I have no further questions for
Okay.
Your Honor.
may this witness be excused?
Absolutely.
Okay. Officer, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You have a blessed day.
Yes, sir.
Well. Ms. Simmons, you can call your next witness.
Take it. No.
A motion, St. Yard, and this witness.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, gonna ask that you would follow the bailiff into the hallway. We have a matter to take outside of your presence. You may be seated. And, you may be seated. Let the record reflect that the court is back in session and calls number 24 CCCR 0876, case of style state of Texas versus Jeremy Lee Ford. Let the record reflect that Mr. Ford is present in court with his attorney, Attorney Ryan Kimmerer. Let the record also reflect that the state is present with Assistant Criminal District Attorney, Attorney Haley Simmons, and Attorney Shane Hilton. Let the record also reflect that the jury is now present and seated in the courtroom. State, you rested, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And defense?
We rest, Your Honor.
So the defense rests. Now, ladies and gentlemen, both the state and the defense have rested their cases. The court has to prepare what is called a charge. That's a document that contains the law that will be given to you while you're deliberating. We have to have what is called a charge conference. What that means is the judge is going to prepare a charge, and the defense and the state get opportunity to review the charge. If they have any additions or any objections, we'll have to have a conference on that. And so that's going to take place this evening. And so we will ask that you will come back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And at that time, what's going to happen? The court is going to read to you the charge, and then the state and the defense will do their closing arguments. And then after that, you will retire to deliberate in the jury room. Okay, so on tomorrow, be here for 1 o'clock. And if there's any changes, like there was yesterday, we'll have our bailiff to call, but we don't anticipate any changes. Okay, so at this time, everyone please stand as the jury exits the court.
Be back in one. I read
Okay,
ACs are running.
court will be in recess. Mr. Kimmerer,
Sure.
state is